don't know, I said it the other day, I'm quite careful now where I do the live streams. I try and be away from people because sometimes the kids call out, sometimes you get workmen calling out from their vans and stuff like that, and I just find it embarrassing. I don't want to have an argument with anyone, so I try and do my lives if I'm walking in very private areas, like where we are now. You get the odd dog walker going up and down here, not many, but you get a few. So we're going to talk about Elvis stuff, and we're going to talk about the diet. It's lovely here. This is probably my favourite spot for going for a walk. I'm going to try and do quite a long walk, a good mile, maybe a bit longer. I always find this bit here, hi Carolyn, I always find this bit here fascinating. See here where all these metal things are? See all that? Hi Deborah. I don't think we're allowed to walk on here, it's all padlocked. This leads to nowhere. So you have a little bridge to nowhere. And what do you see at the bridge? Just an old green. Then you've got this bit here, which I have no idea what it is. Again, leads to nowhere. And then you've got this bit here. So the motorway is behind us. Yeah, I don't know, Carolyn. Hummingbird food. What's hummingbird food? So then we go over here. I don't want to hurt myself. So, let's be a bit. So if you look over there, guys, there's a whole network of. See that? And it sort of leads to nowhere. There's even a pathway that goes underground. I probably, if I wanted to, could go through there, but I don't think I'm going to. Sugar water, got ya. So, let's go a bit nearer, shall we? So that motorway there is the M5. So if you Google it, M5, I'm on junction 21. So if you Googled the M5 junction 21, you'd know exactly where I am. I don't think you can walk on that bit. Let's just keep going. I don't want to hurt myself. So look at all this. See what I mean, guys? All this like industrial stuff. Oops. I've no idea what it is. So then if you look here. Hi Linda, yeah, we've done a lot of lives this morning. So yeah, you can actually, should we do it? You can actually walk down here. We'll just do it. Oh, I don't know. There's. Woo! Let's just be careful. So look where we are, guys. See that? There's like water coming out of there. Interesting. So this is the tunnel. Look, guys. The tunnel of love. I don't think I'm allowed to walk down there. Should I do it? Should I walk down there? I don't think I'm allowed to. But I think if we just go a few steps, ain't gonna hurt, is it? The tunnel. So we're under a bridge. Woo! I'm not gonna go far. Look. We're in. So I'm guessing that this fills with water. Guys, I'm guessing this fills with water on heavy rain. What do you reckon? Am I being dangerous? Do I have to be careful? I wouldn't chance it. I'm not going to, Debbie. I'm just quickly showing you a bit of it. Tell that it sounds, Debbie, it sounds dangerous, doesn't it? It's like, don't do it. Louis, watch out for the vampires, my God. But then you come out here and it's beautiful. Sunny and beautiful. And then up there is the motorway. I would take you up there so you can have a look at the motorway. So yeah, okay, let me go up here. Look, some cute little steps. Look at these little steps. cute little steps that you go up. You get all the stingy nettles. Woohoo! Phew, my God. So that's about as close to the motorway as you're gonna get. Yeah? The British motorway. So Carolyn and Debbie, could you hear my wife when she was talking? Could you hear Carolyn and Debbie? Because my wife was on the Elvis Presley long lost footage. My back's feeling better now, actually. My back's freed up and it's got a bit warmer. It's just lovely round here, isn't it? If I could do a circle, a bit of it, yeah. I thought it was a bit quiet. A little bit, yeah. The problem is, that's probably how you cross the road. Yeah, Linda, I think it is. That tunnel we just went in, if I'd kept walking, it takes us to the other side of the motorway, but I wasn't going to risk it. Debbie gave me good advice. Don't do it. Debbie sent me a coffee. Debbie. Thank you so much, Debbie. You're very kind. So we're going to have a little walk. So what do you think about us discussing the David Stanley topic? Now, my David Stanley story is good and sad. Not David Stanley, my Billy Stanley story. Shall I tell you it? I think I've sort of kept it to myself a bit, but I'm going to discuss it on this live. Oh, thanks, Debbie. I don't see it as work. Obviously, I put a lot of time in, but I never see it as work. But that's very kind of you. I do think, Debbie, do you agree that we've gone up a level? We've gone from here to here with our Defending Elvis channel. I can feel it. I can feel that we are definitely mentally working, and I have been worried as well. Nothing for you guys to concern yourselves about, but I have been a bit concerned, a bit worried about what we're doing. Not for myself, yes, but we have needed to. Yeah, I don't know if stress is the right word. It's more that I know that we're upsetting people, and it's not my natural state. I know it's hard to imagine. My natural state is to not upset people. I try to be polite and friendly. Yeah, Pat, you have a good point. My natural way is to not argue, not disagree with people, just to go with the flow. I believe it or not, I'm not argumentative. I tend to just want to keep the peace. You're the one in front of the screen and in the firing line. Yeah. Well, I think even though that's true, Debbie, I do think we've all been getting attacked, haven't we? Definitely Carolyn has had some flack, hasn't she? So did, I think, a few others as well. But yeah, I'm on the front row. I choose to be on the front row. I'm tough enough for it. I just got this natural way to be nice, to be kind, to be forgiving, to be loving, caring, all that. That's just my natural state. So when we're defending Elvis and Lisa and the bloodline in a way that upsets people, even though in my mind they're in the wrong, yeah, I struggle a bit with that. Oh yeah, we have been attacked, but you're the target on the lives. Yeah, I don't know. I think I handle them quite well. I think when the trolls join us, I don't get nervous or anything like that. I never worry about people joining our lives. You know, like I think it was Josh, who actually I think was the first time he joined us was called Pamela. Louis, you wouldn't have to defend if they were true to Elvis and Lisa. 100%. So this person who first joined us as as Josh, and then became Pam. Yeah, well, you saw, Carolyn, you'll be surprised. You actually did do what I do. You did. When you went on to the crazy person's channel, you did. Filtration systems, they are platforms for water testing and they take rubbish out of the waterway. There we are. I wondered what that was. Michelle, hi. So now I know what that, every time I walk past it, I'm like, what is that? Yeah. Thank you, Michelle. So, no, because what it is, I have a little, my struggle is this, I'll be very honest with you, is that I'm quite assertive on my views. I can be very blunt, very quick-minded. I can be, I definitely disagree with people in a blunt way. I'm very sure of myself in how I argue. So I'm using that, that's my personality, yeah? So then when you have these people come and join us, I don't mind my face being everywhere, I don't care about that. You got to remember I was a DJ for nearly 30 years, so I was a very well-known DJ as well, so the whole of my town knows me. So I'm okay with having a lot of I've always had it, yeah? My DJing days, we were even on TV. I don't know if you know that. Me and my brother were even on TV in our DJing days. So I can handle the attention, that doesn't bother me. It's more, I feel guilty. So this probably, if someone said to me, what is the hardest thing about defending Elvis, I would say I feel guilty after I've shared my opinions, yeah? So obviously I have strong opinions about Billy Smith, strong opinions about Marty Lack and Lamar fight, Red West, Sunny West, massively, very strong opinions about Priscilla and her wrongdoing to Elvis and Lisa, yeah? So when I say these very strong opinions that can be a bit hurtful sometimes, you know, that anybody listening to them, if I was Priscilla, it would hurt my feelings. If I was Billy Smith and Joe, it would hurt my feelings. So I know I'm hurting people's feelings when I share my views. Do you know what I mean? Now, these people deserve it. These people have done wrongdoing. So these people have done wrongdoing. So, oh, hello. Dogs come to follow me. Hello. And it's like dogs following me. Whoop. I think I've got a new friend. Right, go to your boss. The dog's following me. Can you see it? He's running around me in a circle. I'm just in the field. He likes me. Go back to your boss. That's just funny. That's just funny. The dog was running around me in a circle. And as I was saying, so I know that I upset these people. It's pretty obvious that Billy and Joe and Danny are going to be upset with me and their grandkid, Danielle and Teresa. Because the things I'm saying, even though in my opinion they're truthful, are going to be hurtful for these people. So there's a side of me, even for Priscilla, even for Red West, Sunny West, Dave Hebler, all these people, the living people, so obviously Dave Hebler, it's gonna hurt their feelings. So when I go to bed at night, that's what goes through my mind. Yeah, I understand. I'll tell you what, with the person you've just mentioned, Carolyn, it doesn't bother me. That person's feelings don't bother me because the person you've just mentioned, Carolyn, he is very hateful. He's pure hate. There's a ton of hate with him. He can't hide it. It's written all over his face. The type of comments that he says, I never watch him, but you guys tell me the things that he says. That's different. If someone is full of hate, then I don't have a problem. If someone, look, for the person that Carolyn's talking about, I don't care if I hurt his feelings at all. Don't bother me, yeah? He's just a very nasty piece of work. He's a piece of work. He's got his little trolls that follow him. Those people, I don't care. But when we're talking about Billy and Joe, I do care because they're just sweet old people, aren't they? That have and Billy has made a lot of mistakes. Billy Smith has made a lot of mistakes. I feel that he is a bit gullible. This is just my opinion, guys. Tell me if you agree or not. I feel that Billy Smith is quite gullible. He's been drawn into things. Yeah, Pat, I agree with that. I don't watch them. I won't watch them, guys. Yeah, but my point. The reason I'm quite easily, I find it quite easy to deal with that person because I don't watch them. Yeah, if you don't watch them, you're not dealing with the comments. Even when people send me stuff, I delete it. I don't want to watch it. I think Richie Boy sent me something the other day. I deleted it before I even watched it. I just deleted it. Yeah, brutal and rotten. Good words. A very bitter, lonely old man, isn't he? But my point is this. If they're nice people, because I do think Billy Smith and Joe are nice people. Yeah? Now, I do think they do harbour a bit of resentment towards Elvis. I do. I don't want to sound... I want to be honest. I do think Billy Smith and Joe harbour a bit of resentment towards Elvis and blame Elvis for many things that they're not happy with in their lives. Yeah, there we are, Debbie. We respect our elders. Yeah? I was brought up to respect my elders. I always liked older people as well because when I grew up as a small child and my father had a cafe, all the old people would give me and my twin brother a lot of attention. So I'm nice to old people. I always have been. Yeah? So I respect older people. Obviously, I've become an older person now, haven't I? But I'm on about people that are older than me as well. Linda, if these people cared about Elvis' daughter and family on their own, they wouldn't do the things they have done. I think there was a lot of jealousy around Elvis. I do think there was envy, jealousy, revenge, bitterness, resentment. I do think a bit of that came from Billy and Joe. I do. I actually think that Joe, for a period in her life, didn't even like Elvis. Yeah, I don't know if anyone of you are going to agree with that. Yeah, but it's different when they're very old, Pat. This is the problem. So if someone's quite young and strong and they're rude, you can tell them off, put them in their place, can't you? If they're frail and elderly, I think Billy has had a heart attack before, hasn't he? Then it's different. Did you guys know that Billy's had a heart attack before? So I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I don't enjoy saying how I feel when it concerns Billy and Joe because I'm upset. It upsets me a bit because they're very old. I can't lie to you. That is probably my dilemma I'm having through all this. I agree she didn't like Elvis back in the day. I don't think she liked him in the 60s. This is just me just thinking out loud. I think she saw Elvis as a problem between her and Billy. Yeah? Maybe I'm wrong. And I think that sort of worry that she had that Elvis would come between her and Billy, and I think that is a hidden resentment. Billy doesn't regret what he did to me. Well, unfortunately, Pat, because he was asked the question, do you regret the book? And he clearly says nope, and he stands by it. You're right, Pat. You're right. But when you hear that coming from a man who's 80, quite frail, and you want to put him in his place and defend Elvis, it's very awkward. Joe admitted that she didn't like Billy, went on tour with him and wives. Yes. Martha, thank you. I've seen that, Martha. Come on, guys. You women, you've got good instinct. You women that are on here now, you can tell, can't you? You can tell that Joe... There's a side to Joe that just doesn't like Elvis, but you can also tell there's a side to her that loves him and misses him. It's two sides with Joe. Yeah, I'm not saying she hates him, mind. Don't let anyone twist my words. I'm not saying she hates him. She does. I do think Billy and Joe love Elvis. I do, but they also have resentment. I think they've also gone through phases where they've been quite angry at him. Blame him for many things. 100% they play the victim card. The poor us, look what we went through. with Elvis, and also look what we went through after he died. 100% they do that, which I think is very unfair, because the things that Elvis left them gave them a very good life. So now Priscilla plays the same sort of game, doesn't she? Priscilla Presley, her game is poor me, right? Joe wasn't happy about Billy and Elvis. Maybe Billy should have gotten different work. That isn't on Elvis. Yeah. Now, one thing I do know for sure is that Billy absolutely worshipped Joe. She was a very beautiful lady, wasn't she? And Joe was going to pick. Billy was always going to pick Joe over Elvis. Of course, it was the woman he married, the woman he had kids with. So of course, yeah, I completely support him on that. Yeah, he chose. Joe is a great wife. She's a great mum. I think she was perfect for Billy. So their relationship is actually quite beautiful. They've stood the test of time. They're great parents. I've got a lot of praise for Billy and Joe. Yeah. What I don't have praise for is how they did. Well, Billy did betray Elvis. He did, and he did it again and again, and the motivator was always money. I will say this, that I do find Billy a bit gullible, so he does tend to follow behind like a sheep. I mean that with respect. He lets Joe take the lead on the conversations. Yeah, so Joe is the boss, very clearly. What Joe says, Joe does, Do we agree with that? Joe is clearly the boss in that relationship. And I don't mean that as an insult. I just mean that's how that relationship is. From an outsider looking in. So that sometimes does make it difficult for for Billy to answer questions that are completely 100% his opinion, because his opinion is influenced by Joe butting in and saying her bit. He wanted Elvis to pay for everything. Yeah. Oh, thanks, Martha. Yeah. He definitely did. Well, and Billy did pay for everything. But if we're talking about after he died, yes, I do think. I know that they try and say that. After Elvis died, that they do give the impression that after Elvis died, they went through hell and that life was terrible. I don't think so. I think, obviously, Elvis... Oh, look at that little butterfly. Can you see the butterfly? Are you going to fly off or what? Whee! You see that butterfly, guys? Beautiful. I love butterflies. Whenever I see a butterfly, I always say, that's my dad. Is that weird? When I'm with the kids, I say, the butterfly's following me. And they always do follow you for a while, butterflies, don't they? Anyway, back to the story. So, this poor us after Elvis died, I ain't falling for it. Sorry, that is a bit heartless of me to say, but nah. They were making money everywhere in different ways. They blame Elvis for dying and left them to take care of themselves. I've seen the interviews, yeah, but those stories slightly change, don't they? So you got the story of poor us, but then you'll see another video and it'll say, oh yes, Elvis left us loads of things. We had enough to buy a house. So it goes from one extreme to the other. Poor us to, and then you've got the story with the trailer. Now this trailer they ended up owning, that was in their name, I think was parked at Circle G Ranch. It was parked somewhere anyway. You tell me where it was parked. It might not have been Circle G Ranch actually. No, it might not have been, but it was parked somewhere. Was a very, very beautiful trailer. It wasn't like an old banger. This was a luxury trailer, yeah, that they were left to live. I'm guessing they lived in it or sold it. I don't actually know, yeah. So no, they were left plenty of things to sell to. And don't forget, Billy was a young man, he could work. And he did work for Graceland off and on, didn't he? So, anyway, back to the little bit I was saying is that, yes, I do feel awkward when I'm disagreeing with an old man, an old lady. Red even had some acting. Yeah, this is something I say to the guys, that the ones that were protecting Elvis, the bigger men, so Red West, Sonny West, people like that, they were always going to get jobs doing security for famous people. They were always going to have that. Elvis didn't have, but Elvis was a generous person. Debbie didn't, Vernon removed them from the will. Well, we don't know, do we? We don't know what was in that original will. I mean, I think Amy Collett, our researcher, would have an answer for that. Some people try and say that there was a page ripped out and all that kind of stuff. I don't think we'll ever know, will we? I think it's a bit odd to leave things to a cousin. I tend to think that if you die, you leave things to your kids, don't you? Unless you've got a living partner. I think Billy went to work for the railroad when Elvis passed, so that's not Elvis's fault. They shouldn't hold it against him. Didn't Vernon change the will? Well, he did make, from what the research I've done, there were alterations made, but it was concerning Vernon's relatives. I'm sure it was that. It was, he wanted his girlfriend included. Was it Sandra? Wasn't there there was, I think the changes to the will were for Vernon's people. Vernon couldn't have removed, sorry, Michelle, say that comment again because it disappeared very quickly. I think the alterations that Vernon made, which I think were done a few months before he died, were concerning his relatives, Vernon's relatives, and his girlfriend. Is it Sandra? Wasn't there some items that he wanted to be given? I don't remember who it was for. Was it a cousin or something? I don't remember. I've forgotten. But all I know is that the changes were not concerning. The changes were not concerning Priscilla or Billy. I think when Priscilla was added further back, that decision wasn't it made because really they didn't have much of a choice. Hi, Hillbilly Cat. What do you think, Hillbilly Cat, about any alterations made to Vernon's will? Do you think Elvis's will was ever changed? Elvis's. Was Billy removed from Elvis's will? These are the questions. I know. Obviously there was a change to make Priscilla, co-trustee, whatever they call it. Amy, we're talking about the will. 2 questions. What changes were made to Elvis's will, if any? Was Billy removed from Elvis's will? And with Vernon's will, what changes were made? There we are, simple questions. I'll wait for you to, now Amy's here, Matthew's here as well, so they're gonna know better than me. I think Michelle is a bit into the documents as well. So, you know me, I'm crap with them. Wills were for contract purposes, not for estate planning. Okay, give us some more info then. Did Vernon have Billy in the will, ever? Not Vernon, did Elvis ever have Billy in the will? Is it true when Billy says that Elvis told him that he's in the will, is that true or is it rubbish? We won't know without seeing the previous will. Right, okay, I get that. I think Vernon changed Elvis's will. I don't know how it all works legally. See, it's funny, we still don't really know, do we? I think even the wills that we get online, they're not the original, are they? They're like copies. But I do think Billy thinks he was in the will. At the end of the change Vernon made was leaving money to his siblings. That's it. That's the bit I remember you told me. that Vernon wanted his siblings to have a few bits and bobs, so he made a little change right at the end. Yeah, and was that including his girlfriend as well? Amy, did his girlfriend get a few bits? Is it Sandra? I can't remember her name now. Does anyone here think that Billy was in the will? Elvis was different than a regular. Inside his residuary trust was formed. Yep, but it's lovely. I'll tell you what, it's gone nice now. It's like there's a nice breeze. It's warm but not too warm. It's quite nice. My back feels better. I will say this. I do think that Joe and Billy think they were removed from the will. I get that sense. So Pat is saying he left Billy out for a reason. Yes, his girlfriend got the bulk of the estate. Yeah, I thought that. Yeah. Which is basically a load of stuff that was in Vernon's house, yeah? Did Elvis even tell Billy he was in the will? Is this a true story? So I have heard Billy say that Elvis said he was in the will. I've heard Billy say it, yeah? So do you think Billy believes that he was in the will? Now, is there resentment? Now, I watched an interview. Yeah, Billy says it. Now, is there an interview? There is an interview, isn't there, that clearly says, that Billy clearly says Elvis told him he was in the will. Elvis left a clause in the will for Vernon to provide for anyone at his discretion. Yes, and I think Amy's told me about this before. So, do we think that Billy and Joe are resentful because they were left out of the will? Is that part of the problem? Billy said Elvis was alive, but just kidding. Could be the same thing. Yeah, you know we did an Elvis is alive video, 2 videos yesterday. Do you know that, Matthew? Have you missed them? We found the newspaper clippings and a video of Billy apologising that him and Marty told the world that Elvis had faked his death. Amy does this. Did you know? Have you not watched yesterday's videos, Matthew? You're going to love them. I play the video where they apologise and I show the newspaper clips. Billy did about this. He says he now doesn't know if he was in it or not. Yes. And I think that's what I've seen as well, Amy. So yeah, yesterday it's also... Right, did you know, Hillbilly Cat, did you know that they also put it in the book, Elvis, Aaron Presley and the Memphis Mafia? There is on page 669, Marty and Billy talk about Elvis discussing switching bodies, faking his death. Did you know that? It's actually in that book, the same book where Billy says Elvis knew he could get away with sleeping with minors. Elvis past Vernon could choose who he helped out financially. Yeah, I see that. Yeah. So Vernon was able to go, right, I like you, I'm going to give you money. They both of us are liars, but to believe everything in the book. It's funny because that story in the book, Matthew, of the Elvis faked his death, they're saying it as like it happened. You go and read it. I'm sure it is page 669. They're talking about a conversation that they did have with Elvis discussing switching bodies and faking his death. It's crazy. It gets more crazy the more I read. This is why that book is such a betrayal. If pages were removed from it, it would be obvious. The language wouldn't flow, the page to page. Yeah, I see that. I see that. All very interesting, but I was saying, Amy, this is what I was saying to the others. I think there's resentment there with Billy and Joe towards Elvis. Elvis changed the will regularly every time they pulled tour insurance. Okay. I don't know if that's true or not, Matt, but okay. So, do you think that there was secret resentment towards Elvis from Billy and Joe, and even now there still is? Do you think even now, secretly, that there's a side to Billy and Joe that don't even like Elvis? I do think they love him, but I'm trying to say, is there a secret side to them that secretly are pissed off with Elvis, are angry at Elvis? Is there that side with Billy and Joe? If you look at the auction records, you will see it's true. Oh, thank you. And why is it some devious plot that Lisa left everything? It's how it should be. Yeah, exactly. It's so obvious Elvis would have wanted everything to go to Lisa. Absolutely, Elvis left them to defend for themselves. Well, I don't know if he did. Do you know what? That isn't completely true, actually, because he left them loads of stuff, didn't he? Resentment towards Elvis from all of them, and definitely resentment towards Lisa. Wow. Good point. And then, so does that mean that when poor Lisa died, and they were telling us all a sob story about how gutted and upset they were, that really they didn't care? I know that's quite a blunt thing for me to say. Do you think they cared when Lisa died? Now that is a strong question. Who here has cousins in their will? No, I agree with that. You don't leave things to cousins. I agree with that. Pretty obvious, yeah. So it's all pretty extreme stuff. I'm sure we'll get lots of backlash and upset people talking about the things that we're discussing now on this live stream. But the bottom line is these people did betray Elvis, and we've proved it. I don't have anything for people to fight over. Do you know what? When you're gone, who cares? When you're gone, who cares? Right. They have changed their narrative since Lisa died. Before, they had said snobbish things about her when she was alive. Well, let's face it, no one was expecting her to die so young, were they? So there's no way that Billy and Joe thought they were going to outlive Lisa. Yeah. So, yeah. Come on, Lisa wasn't stupid. She knew. She had a good instinct. She spoke from the heart. There was nothing fake about Lisa. If she made a decision to stay away from those people, it was a good decision. It was because they'd upset her. Okay, I'm making my way back now. Zippity-doo-dah, zippity-day. It's all interesting, but I still feel guilty when I talk about people. Not all people, just certain people. That's probably my biggest thing. I still think if Lisa got help, she would still be here. She was so unwell, though, wasn't she? Things were so... I put it down to that weight loss surgery she had, that years later it caused problems, didn't it, guys? You know, have any of you heard of this injection that everyone's having now to lose weight? Is it called Enduro? Have any of you heard of it? Because there's quite a few people now in my town that I know that have had it, and you inject yourself once a month for 3 months and you lose 3 or 4 stone, and it always works. It completely takes away your appetite. Have any of you heard of it? Do you have it in America? I personally think it's dangerous, but I know 4 people that have done it, of all ages. The oldest one is 70 odd, and all 4 of them lost 3 to 4 stone in 3 months. Have any of you heard of it? Oh, thanks, Joanne. That's very kind of you to say. Let's have a look. I missed that. Yeah, so the people I know, only one of them have had complications with the menopause, yeah? I think it's brought on the menopause. Yeah, well, it's only been going around here for about 6 months, and one of Aurora's best friends did it, and she was very overweight. Yeah, you lose a lot of muscle, don't you? Yeah, good point, Carolyn. I keep saying this. So one of Aurora's best friends did it, and she lost nearly 4 stone. She went from being a big lady to a very slim lady, and so yeah, I would never do it. To me, it's dangerous. If my wife wanted to do it, I would go mad. I would. She doesn't need to. But someone's making a lot of money from it. It does work, but I do think it's dangerous. But it does work. If you take that injection, you will lose 3 or 4 stone. you will stop eating. I'd miss eating. I'd miss eating. I always say to my wife, just do carnivore diet and do fasting, you'll lose weight with no harmful effects to your body. I agree, it's dangerous, yeah. Something's got to be right. If you're putting something in your body that tells it to not want to eat, that can't be good. Cannot be good. My guess is all the celebrities are having it now. Yes, my niece lost so much weight. So your niece did it. Well, I know a woman who did it. She was in her 70s, and this woman has been fat and frumpy for her whole life, for the last 25 years. And someone sent me a picture of her the other day. She is now a slim woman. A slim woman in her 70s. She looks completely different. Even her face has completely been transformed by this crazy injection. It doesn't even cost that much, does it? Is it like, is it £180 for one lot? But like Carolyn said, keto or carnivore will do it. What is this doing to their organs? Who knows what will happen in the future? I agree. I'm definitely not recommending it, guys. Don't do it. Don't do it. It's dangerous. Do not do it. I'm completely against it. The whole thing is very scary. Where does all the loose skin go without surgery? Good point. My niece said it is very expensive. Yeah, in England, I think it's £180 for 3 months. Don't forget, you're only supposed to do it for 3 months and then not do it again. But what some people are doing, they're doing it, when they're putting their weight back on, they're doing it every month. And you're not supposed to. So they're injecting themselves with this poison, in my mind, just to keep their weight down, which can't be right. Can't be right. You know, these are people that I know, guys. Like Carolyn said, do carnivore, do fasting, do keto, and you will get your weight down, no problem at all. But my weight is still pretty good. I weighed myself the other day, I'm 11.5. 11.4, 11.5. So, God, that wind, woo, messing my hair up. I know a few people who did it and in the running, and it's ruining their face. Beautiful women look older. Yes, and I know one as well, and she's 46, and I agree. She was a very pretty lady with quite a nice figure. You know, I think women look best when they've got a bit of meat on them. I think when they're too skinny, it doesn't look right. And I agree, she's not as pretty now, and she's lost her nice figure. So she's 40. I'm pretty sure she's 46. You know, they get their dream weight. So they get the dream weight. So say if they've always dreamed of being 8 stone, yeah, they get the dream weight, but then they lose their prettiness. They lose their figure. So they were better off before. So no one listens to mine. The people that I've spoken to about it, I always say to them, don't do it. Don't do it. Even men are doing it now. I know an old friend of mine has just bought it to do it, and because he's got a bit of a belly, and I'm like, don't do it, because you do lose muscle, don't you? So my researcher has just sent me something. I don't know if she's watching us now. Linda Curtis, I'm overweight but not a blob. Just do keto, Linda. Keto, you'll lose weight and you'll lose it quick. When I went on this diet, I lost £7 a week. I don't need to lose weight now because I like the weight I'm at. But when I went on this diet, £7 a week for 3 weeks, I lost. I literally couldn't believe it. And that's just but I was fasting. So I was doing 24-hour fast for the first 3 weeks. Linda, that's great, Indicare. Don't forget, you just go on just fatty meat and eggs and do fasting. Just drink water. Stay away from the fizzy drinks. Bread, pasta. Don't eat bread, don't eat pasta, don't eat potatoes. You'll be sorted within a month. I've been eating a lot of egg and meat lately. Yeah, so that's good, Pat. Increase your meat and egg intake. You can have a bit of veg. If you know, maybe I had a tangerine last night and a few grapes. Eggs are a miracle food, so good for you. Yeah, can't go wrong with eggs. I had 2 eggs today, actually. What did I have? I had a sausage omelette. That's what I had today. So my daughter's trying to lose weight and she's been eating eggs every day. Egg mayonnaise. She loves egg mayonnaise. Whew. Right, we're nearly back now. Guys, we've been on for 45 minutes. I've had 5 eggs, laugh out loud, when I get them. I do eat yogurt, but yogurt's good for you. Try and stick with the plain yogurt, Pat. Get a plain yogurt, put a bit of natural fruit in it. So get some berries or strawberries and whisk them into your plain Greek yogurt and it'll taste lovely. That really is good for you, I would say. Yeah, natural Greek yogurt, believe it or not, you put a little bit of fruit in it, it tastes very nice. You get that, you'll get your little sugar hit and it's good for you. I need to buy some Greek yogurt. Yeah, try it, Carolyn, try it. Buy some Greek yogurt. Put a bit of fruit in it. I would probably put strawberries. Pat, I don't like yogurt. Yeah, but Greek yogurt's not so milky. If you're not very into your milky stuff, the Greek yogurt, you don't have that so much. It's got a different sort of, it just tastes different. Yeah, berries is nice. That's how my wife has it. My wife will get a Greek yogurt and she'll mix it with berries. Whew. And the other thing I've noticed, if you're very hungry, guys, you're having a day where you just want to eat, just have a load of water. Yeah, I'm not big on milk, but I was when I was younger. When I was younger, up until I was about 30, I would have 1 or 2 glasses of milk a day. I would have milk with my meals. But I don't know why, when I got older, I stopped liking it. I don't like milk either. I do use whipping cream in my coffee. But that's okay, isn't it? That's okay. I mean, obviously I use butter. Louis, can't you get yogurt with fruit in it? You can, but it's usually sweetened, isn't it? It's usually sweetened yogurt, and then they've added fruit. Like, if you buy a strawberry yogurt, it won't just be added fruit, it'll also have sugar in it. Yeah, you gotta have butter. I put quite a lot of butter in my coffee because I think it makes it taste creamy. I do try and only have 2 coffees a day though. So today I've only had 1 coffee, I've had 2 teas, and later I may have 1 more coffee. I find coffee very filling, yeah? So I don't like to have too much coffee. I find that if I have too much coffee, I've got this very strong taste of coffee in my mouth. I don't like it. And that only happens if I have too many coffees. So 2 is my maximum coffees, but I do have big coffees, yeah? I have a large cup. Right, let me just... So you know the blackberries are coming out soon. See these bushes behind me? Blackberries are coming soon. We can go a bit of blackberry picking. How much butter do you use in a cup? Because I drink my coffee black. A big spoonful. So, a big spoonful I use. But remember, you have to whisk it with an electric blender, otherwise it won't taste nice. You can't just I wouldn't just put butter in my coffee. You have to blend it. You have to get an electric blender. Otherwise it won't taste right. Yeah, you've got milk, butter and coffee, hot water, and blend it. Don't forget, I've got that really amazing machine that does it all for you. The machine, you just put it all in, it warms it all up for you and blends it. In America, yeah, a lot of overweight people. That's why there's a lot of type 2 diabetes about. Yeah, Kerrygold butter's good. As long as it's real butter, I'm happy. Never touch margarine, ever. Never touch margarine. Very bad for you. Never touch vegetable oil. Never touch canola oil. All of these cheap oils, rapeseed oil, stay away from all of it. It's poison. Keep your fats very natural. Mainly saturated fats is obviously the best one, but you can have coconut or avocado or olive oil, things like that. It's okay. That's it really. Right, so I'm home now. Now I'll have a tangerine or a few grapes, don't bother me. But what I find is that first of all, when you first go on this diet, be strict. So do your 24-hour fast, stick to your fatty meat and eggs. But then as your weight comes off and you get your health back, some people could obviously reverse your type 2 diabetes. Some people are pre-diabetic, reverse that. As your blood pressure goes back to normal, your blood sugars go back to normal, your weight goes back to normal, your health goes back to normal. When your energy levels return, when you start feeling young again, which is the big thing, yeah, then you can be a bit naughty, I think. I think once you've got to a good place, it's okay. Yeah, grapes are very fattening. Grapes are very fattening. They're loaded. All fruit is loaded with sugar, but grapes are one of the worst ones. So this is why you have the strawberries or the blackberries, which have almost no sugar in them. Yeah, fruit is fattening, guys. Everyone thinks fruit is healthy, but it's not. Blood pressure normal on defending channel. My blood pressure dropped from, I think I didn't have really high blood pressure. I think it was around 146. It wasn't high, but now my blood pressure is like 130. Hello. Hi. Yes, 1 second. No, I finished.